Hello class, this is Gilbert Brown coming to you again with discussion board number 8. Today I will be talking about two of the topics that you gave to me, even though you said choose one. I decided to do two because it's two that I really wanted to speak on. The first one that I would like to speak on is, why do people rely on punishment? I gave a few answers. I'll be going back and forth with my notes just to, pick out some things. First, I said people often rely on punishment as a means of behavior management for several reasons, deeply rooted in the psychology culture, which we are learning right now. First one I said was immediate compliance. Punishment can lead to immediate compliance, making it an attractive option for parents, educators, and leaders. When a person experiences negative consequences for a behavior, they may be less likely to repeat it again. This short-term effectiveness can reinforce the use of punishment as a go-to strategy for controlling behavior. Another one that I chose was social and cultural norms. Cultural beliefs and social norms often promote punishment as a means of discipline. Many societies view punishment as a necessary tool for teaching right from wrong, particularly in a child rearing practices. Historical perspectives on justice, retribution, further embedded the idea that punitive measures are a legitimate response to wrongdoing. Fear of consequences. Punishment can instill fear, which might deter unwanted behaviors in environments like schools, workplaces, athletics. The fear of disciplinary action can motivate individuals to adhere to rules and expectations. This reliance on fear can be reinforced by experiences where individuals observed that punishment led to reduced infractions. Number 4, I chose psychological theories, which I think is very interesting because this is a psychology course, and I feel like people relying on punishment connects to psychology in a certain way, just like I explained in here. So behavioral psychology supports the use of punishment as a mechanism for behavior modification. Operant conditioning framework emphasizes the behavior followed to negative consequences are less likely to recur. While this can be effective in some scenarios, it often overlooks the complexities of human motivation and potential for long-term negative effects associated with punishment. Misunderstanding alternatives, I chose for the next one. Many people may not be aware or may not understand positive reinforcement strategies that encourage desired behaviors without the negative emotional and psychological ramifications of punishment. Training and alternative methods of behavior management, such as reinforcement or restorative practices, is not always widely disseminated, leading to continued resilience on punitive measures. And the last one that I chose was a cycle of violence and retribution. In some contexts, punishment can perpetrate a cycle of violence and retribution. When individuals experience punishment, they may be more likely to retaliate or act out in response. This cycle can block the negative behaviors and attitudes, creating a culture where punitive responses are normalized rather than the constructive approaches to conflict resolution. In conclusion, I wrote, which punishment can yield to immediate results? Its long-term effectiveness and ethical implications are often debated. Shifting the focus toward understanding behavior, fostering empathy, and promoting constructive alternatives can lead to healthier and more productive environments. Recognizing the limitations of punishment and exploring more positive and supportive methods can ultimately create more sustainable and positive outcomes for individuals and communities alike. The next one that I chose was what is the key difference between negative reinforcement and punishment. I wrote this one is a little more brief. So the definition between negative reinforcement and punishment lies in their effects on behavior and underlying principles of operant conditioning. Both concepts are crucial in understanding how behaviors are influenced, but they likely operate in fundamentally different ways. Negative reinforcement involves the removal of adverse stimulations and increase the likelihood of behavior being repeated. In the context, the term negative refers to subtraction or removal of the stimulus, not the concept of being bad or harmful. Punishment, on the other hand, refers to the introducing an adverse stimulus or removing a pleasant one to decrease the likelihood of a behavior being repeated. The goal of punishment is to reduce or eliminate unwanted behaviors. And I put down the mechanisms of action. Negative reinforcement strengthens behavior by creating a favorable condition through the elimination of something undesirable. For example, if a student completes their homework to avoid being nagged by a parent, the removal of the nagging by the parent would be the adverse stimulus, reinforces the behavior of completing homework. Punishment, the punishment would be weakens behavior by adding an unpleasant consequence or removing positive stimulus. For instance, the child touches a hot stove and gets burned. The pain, which would be the adverse consequence, decreases the likelihood that the child will touch the stove again. So, all in all, is, both have a lot to do with psychology. Both have a lot to do with the ins and outs of psychology. I feel like both the negative reinforcement and punishment connect, as well as why people rely so much on punishment. So this is my discussion board 8. I appreciate you guys for listening. Y'all have a good night.